Are live. Guys, we should be live. Let's see. Are we live? Oh, beautiful. It's looking like we are. Let's see. Are we live on TikTok? Oh, I need to make sure I no longer say the names of the platforms. Okay, guys, remind me today if I do that. Remind me today. Let's see. I'm live on the channel, the one with the red button. Let's see. Are we live on TikTok? There we go. Okay, I need to get out this habit, guys. I need to get out this habit. Okay, looking good. Guys, let me know if you can hear me. Asim Ansari says, do higher, please. It's going to be a foundation one this evening, mate. It's going to be a foundation one this evening. The lighting in here is a bit messed up today, guys. I need to figure this out for next time. Swiss Rex says, don't do foundation. Charlotte26 says, hello. Nofila says, hi. Hello, Nofila. Guys, let me know. Can you hear me on the... Okay, guys, I need to get into the habit. You need to help me. You need to help me. I need to stop saying the names of the platforms because I think they do a little bit of like a... You know, they show it to less people if you mention the other one, if that makes sense. Hello, Somi. Welcome. Hello, Mohammed N. Charlotte26 says, perfectly good audio. Beautiful, guys. I've got a very exciting announcement today. Very exciting announcement. Let's see. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Reimer. Okay. Amir says, sir, you didn't make me a mod. Don't worry. I've been seeing your messages. I'm going to do it this evening. I've been super busy. So I'm sorry I haven't made you a mod yet, but I'm going to. Don't worry about that. Asim says everything's looking cool. Awesome. Guys, we're going to be starting the paper at just about 5 past today. Going to give people a little bit of time to join. And some of you have already seen, but we do have a mygcsemaths.com now. Luis says, did I miss anything? No, you didn't, my friend. Swiss Rex said, okay, bye. Online Color Fly Arts says, what paper is that? This one is the Edexcel May 2017, or technically June 2017 Foundation Paper 1. So this week we're going to be doing Foundation on Tuesday again, 6 till 7, and higher on Thursday. Just going to give people a little chance to join. And guys, I am going to be announcing something today, which is... I'm going to be doing more lives on my website, mygcsemaths.com, which I have just put up. So I'm going to be announcing that at the end, guys. So stay tuned if you're interested. I'm going to be doing 4 live lessons a week on the platform. There's a little bit of a discount code for the first few people to sign up, but I'm not going to mention that until the end of the session. Hello, M. Yusuf says, ha ha ha. Okay. Veronica says, what time is the higher one on Thursday going to be? It's going to be 6 till 7 again. Ivan Basil said, how do I lock in for my finals? Great question. I can speak a little bit more about that later on in today's session. Let's see. Any more questions? Nice to see a few more of us joining over on the channel. Jesse says, where do you find the paper? So I got this one from Maths Genie. You can use any of them. Any of the, Maths Genie, First Class Maths has them on there. I think that's probably the clearest one. I'm going to be putting them on my website pretty soon, so they'll all be up on mygcsemaths.com. Livy says, when are we starting? Just a couple of minutes. Okay, just a couple of minutes. We're going to be starting at 5 past, guys. We're going to be starting at 5 past. Any questions, let me know. Oh, it's 5 past. Okay, I'm just going to have a sip of my water and then we're going to get going. Okay, we've got roughly 25 of us over on the channel, 100 of us watching on the TikTok. Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to be going through most of the Edexcel June 2017 Paper 1 Foundation tier. This week, I'm going to be live today, 6 till 7, and then Thursday, 6 till 7. I've got a very exciting announcement. The Thursday one's going to be higher. Very exciting announcement about some more live streams coming up. I've had loads of requests to go live more, so I'm making it happen. But yeah, The format is basically I'm going to give you a little bit of time to go through each of the questions, and then I will go through the answer. Generally, if it's more marks, I'll give you more time. For the short ones, I'm going to give you less time. Guys, question number 1, drop your answer in the chat for me. Work out the value of 2 to the power of 4. 2 to the power of 4, what's it going to be? 2 to the power of 4, drop your answer when you're ready. Sunny's got one. Mia Lynn says hello. Hello, Mia Lynn. Good to have you on. Bunch of answers in the chat. Karam says 8. Mahali says 8. Junior NBA with that South Africa flag says 8. Guys, not 8. Why am I saying 8? I was reading 16 and saying 8. Guys, I meant to say 16. If you did say 16, you are absolutely right. A few people did put 8 in the chat though. Why is the answer to this one 16? So the question says, work out the value of 2 to the power of 4. What does this mean? It means that we're going to do 2 times by itself until we have 4 written down on the screen. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 again is going to be 16, giving us our answer to this one, guys, of 16. If you got that one, amazing work. We definitely want to be picking up those marks. 2 to the power of 4, we multiply 2 by itself repeatedly until we have done it 4 times. Question number 2, write 7.26451 correct to 3 decimal places. To 3 decimal places, what's it gonna be? Guys, drop your answers in the chat when you're ready for me. A couple of people asking what level this is. This is a GCSE foundation paper. We're doing paper 1. Bunch of people dropping answers in the chat for this one. Amy saying 7.265. Aisha saying the same thing. Daisy saying the same thing. Guys, if you said 7.265, you are absolutely right. Well done. It is 7.265. Why is it 7.265? Why is it 7.265? The reason is because we're going to round it to 3 decimal places. So we look to our third number after the decimal point. Here it's a 4. Then we're going to look to our next number. And if that next number is 5 or above, we're going to round the previous number up. And if it's 4 or below, we're going to keep the previous number the same. We can see here that it's a 5, so we round the 4 up to 5, giving us 7.265 as our answer. Guys, amazing work on that one. Question number 3 on the screen. Simplify 7EF. 7 times E times F times 8. Can you tell I'm a little bit tired today? Let's see. Answers going in the chat. What's it going to be for this one? 7 times E times F times by 8. What's the answer going to be? Plancino, good to have you on. Says this actually helped me pass. Maths, big W. Come on, good to have you on. Good to have you on. Guys, question 3A. What's it going to be? Our answer here. How do we do it? Well, to simplify this, we're going to have to multiply our numbers by our numbers and our letters by our letters. So we're going to do 7 times by 8. That's going to give us 56. And then when we multiply letters together, we simply write them next to each other, giving us 56EF as our answer to this one. Guys, if you got that one, amazing work. Leaf, amazing work. Somi, fantastic. VO2, great job. Nicely done, guys. Nicely done. Question 3B then. I'd say this one's the trickiest one yet, for sure. Trickiest one yet. It's not too bad, but it's definitely, yeah, I'd say the hardest yet. What's it going to be? The question says, solve x over 5 is equal to 2.5. I can see a few answers in the chat. We have, wow, mixed opinions. Mixed opinions we can see. Okay, a couple of people asking if this is higher or foundation. This is currently a foundation paper. Okay, mixed opinions, mixed opinions. Guys, drop your answer in the chat when you're ready for me. Solve x over 5 is equal to 2.5. What's it going to be? Ellie in there with an answer. Frankie B in there with an answer saying 12.5. Guys, let's see what it is. How are we going to do this one? Well, to solve an equation, what it means is it means work out the value of x. What we do is we rearrange it ultimately to get the x on its own. We can see though that this is a little bit weird at the moment because even though we might know that we have to times both sides by 5 to move that divide by 5, how do we times 2.5 by 5? A couple of different ways to think about this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write out 2.5 as 2.5. 2.5. The 2 is the 2 and the half is the 0.5. So we have x over 5 is equal to 2.5. Now what we can do is we can times both sides of our equation by 5. 2.5 times by 5, guys, is going to give us 12.5. So we can say that x is equal to 12.5. that is going to be our answer to this one. How did we do that? Well, to times 5 by 2.5, we can think of it like 5 times 25, which would be 125, and then we have to put 1 decimal place back in, giving us 12.5 as our answer. Guys, if you got that one, super work. Question number 4 says, write 4/5 as a percentage. Hey, some of you guys have already been messaging me about the website, which has just gone up, mygcsemaths.com. I'm going to be doing the announcement at the end of the session, guys. But yes, I have made a bit of a website. Loads of people have been asking me to do more lives. So I am going to be doing some more lives. I'm actually going to be doing 4 lives a week, 2 foundation, 2 higher. They're all going to be on my website. So you can check it out after the session, or stick around to the end and I'll do a full announcement so you guys can know what it is. Alicia saying 80%, Mia Lynn 80%, Midnight Plays 80%, Somi 80%. Let's see, KNT says the same thing. Lots of people saying 80%. Guys, if you said 80%, very well done. That is in fact our answer. Now, why is 80% going to be the answer? Well, writing this fraction as a percentage, what we're going to do, as with any fraction turning it into a percentage, we're going to rewrite it as a fraction out of 100. And then the number on the top is going to tell us what our percentage is. So what we can do here is we can multiply the bottom by what to get 100? Well, 5 times by 20 is 100. So we're going to do the same to the numerator. We're going to multiply it by 20, and that is going to give us 80 on the top. Now we can see that our answer is going to be 80% because the number on the top of the fraction is an 80. Guys, if you got that one, amazing work. Question number 5. Question number 5. Work out 60% of 70. 60% of 70. What's it going to be? Going to give you guys maybe 30 seconds for this one. And then we will go through it. Abiola said the website looks good. Hey, thank you very much, my friend. Guys, bunch of people putting in the chat. This is the first time that the most sent thing has popped up. That's sick, man. That's sick. Okay, question number 5. What's it going to be? Loads of people dropping 42 in the chat. Yeah, come on. Good work, guys. Good work. It is, in fact, 42. If you got that, congratulations. If you didn't get it, no stress, no stress. Let's have a look at how to do it. This question is a classic in our foundation papers. It says 60% of 70. Couple of different ways to do this. The best way when we don't have a calculator, guys, is going to be to firstly find 10% and then multiply that by whatever we need to get the percentage that we need. So we're going to start off by finding 10%, and 10% of 70 is going to be 7. To go from 100% to 10%, we divide by 10. So 10% of 70 is going to be 7. Next up, going up to 60%, what do we do? Well, 60% is going to be 6 times our 10%. So we're going to do 7 times by 6, which is going to be 42. Guys, if you got that one, amazing work. Superb. Hey, thank you very much, Charlotte26 on the moderation. Appreciate it very much. Okay, hopefully that one made sense, guys. Moving on, question number 6. Now for this one, I'm going to go for a vote. We're going to write A, B, C, D, and E. A, B, C, D, and E. And I would like you guys to vote which one we're going to go for, A, B, C, or D. Okay, guys, looking at the chat for the first time in a hot minute over on the TikTok. Let's see. Ambi says, are you doing a higher one? High is going to be on Thursday, 6 till 7 this week. I'm going to make a full video announcing the plan moving forwards, guys. There's some exciting things. I think a lot of you guys are going to be pretty happy. Okay. Bo Asher says C. Somi says C. So does Saima Lee. Loads of people saying C. Guys, let's have a look. What's it going to be? Sammy spins a fair 4-sided spinner. On the probability scale, mark with a cross X the probability that the spinner will land on B. What's the probability that it lands on B, guys? So whenever it comes to working out a probability, we're going to do the number of ways that that thing can happen out of the total number of things that can happen. So how many ways can the spinner land on B? Well, there's 2 B's on there out of 4 in total. So the probability of a B is actually going to be 2 out of 4. We can simplify this. We can divide top and bottom by 2, and we're going to get a half. What this means, guys, is that our answer is C. Congratulations if you got that one. Superb job. Moving on to part II. This one says on the probability scale, mark with a cross X the probability that the spinner will land on F. We're going to do the same thing again, guys. I'm going to write A, B, C, D, E, have a vote, and see what we think. What do we reckon, guys? Okay, to be fair, yeah, it was probably more efficient doing it the way that a bunch of you guys just did. Loads of people putting A in the chat. Nicely done. Bionic Arm, nicely done. I don't know, nicely done. Marley, H, Hazzy, Ellie, Humdy, Ash, Erin, Loveheart, Amy, Westloff. Guys, superb work if you put A. Superb work if you put A. Over on the channel, nicely done. Nick, Somi as well. You guys are doing bits in the chat today. Okay, it is in fact A. Now, why is that? That's because if we look up at the spinner, we can see that there isn't actually an F on the spinner. What this means is that it's impossible. It's actually impossible to land on F. So our probability is 0. Whenever an event is impossible, guys, the probability of that event happening is going to be 0. Nicely done if you got that one. Moving on now to question number 7. Cool, this one's pretty long. Pretty long. Let's go through it though. Let's go through it, absolutely. To anybody who has already seen the website and already knows what's cooking over there is a little bit of a discount code. The discount code is MGM50. It'll get you 50% off for the first 20 people who sign up. So if anybody's already seen it and already has their eyes on it, you can be the first people over there. Okay. A couple of people asking if the website's free. Guys, I'm going to talk about all of that at the end. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do it for free just because it takes me so much time doing the live streams. I've cancelled loads of stuff to do more live streams because I've had loads of requests for it. So it works out at under £2 a lesson, basically, on the website. So I've tried to make it as cheap as possible, but it isn't free just because, I've had to cancel all the other stuff and I gotta earn money somehow. Okay, question 7. What do we think? I'm giving you guys a bit of time to go through this one. Let's have a look. A couple of people asking if this is higher or foundation. This one is a foundation paper. Okay. Question 7. Ayub says she's wrong. Somi says she's wrong. Okay, guys, let's have a look. How can we do this? The question says that Fahima buys 2 packets of bread rolls costing £1.50 for each packet. Also 1 bottle of ketchup costing £1.60. She also buys 3 packets of sausages. She pays with a £10 note. She gets 30 pence change. Fahima works out that 1 packet of sausages costs £2.30. Is Fahima right? You must show how you get your answer, guys. There's quite a few different ways to do this. So if you don't get exactly what I put, don't stress too much as long as you use the same logic. So how can we do this? Well, the first thing I'm going to work out is how much money she spent, right? We want to work out how much money she spent. Well, she pays with a £10 note and she gets 30 pence change. So we can start off by doing our £10, subtract our 30 pence, and this is going to be how much money we spent. I did that in a bit of the wrong spot. So this is going to be how much money we spent. £10 minus 30 pence is going to be £9.70. So this is how much we spent. Let's go ahead and work out how much of that was on bread rolls and how much was on ketchup. And I guess if 1 packet of sausages was £2.30, how much it would be on sausages. So let's say we buy 2 packets of bread rolls. So let's do B for bread rolls. This is going to be 2 times by £1.50. So 2 times by £1.50. That's going to be £3. So she spent £3 on bread rolls. How much on ketchup? Well, we see that it's £1.60 on ketchup. So we can write £1.60. And just to make this a little bit nicer to add up when we do it, I'm going to write in 0.00. Next up, the sausages. Let's say that they are £2.30. Let's say that the sausages are £2.30. Then how much is she going to spend on them, guys? Well, 3 packets, £2.30 each. So we can do 3 times by £2.30. Our 3 times by our 2 is going to be 6. Our 3 times by our 30 pence is going to be 90 pence. So this is going to be £6.90 in total. £6.90 in total. So if the sausages do cost £2.30, then this is how much money we're going to spend. We're going to add these together and see if it is our £9.70. We're going to do 0 plus 0 plus 0. is 0. 6 plus 9 is 15, so write in the 5, carry the 1. We're going to put our decimal point. Then we're going to do 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 6 is 11. So actually, they were more expensive. Oh no, they were less expensive, sorry. So they were less than £2.30. So if they were £2.30 each, then she would have spent £11.50 in total. But we know that she actually spent £9.70, therefore she cannot be correct that they were £2.30 each. She cannot be correct that they were £2.30 each. Different ways to do that. That's one of the ways. The other way you could have done it is you could have done the £9.70, subtract this £4.60, and then divided it that way. It would have given you £1.70. Yeah, would have given you the cost of £1.70. Guys, if you got that one, superb job. Tricky one there. Tricky one. Let's have a look. Looking at the chat, what's everybody saying? Couple of people dropping off. As soon as the questions get harder, that's what happens. Guys, if you're still here though, superb work. Superb work. Okay. This live, guys, is going to be 6 till 7. And I'm going to stick around a little bit at the end for our announcement. Okay. Tricia says, what paper is this and what year, guys? This is the Edexcel June 2017 Foundation Paper 1. N says, how do you get 50% on the website? Guys, shall I put the discount code up now? Or shall I wait till the end? Shall I wait till the end? Shall I put the discount code up now? Wait, I'm going to wait till the end. I'm going to wait till the end just to keep it fair for everybody. Because it only works for the first 20. Only works for the first 20. Okay, let's have a look. 8A. Couple of people, yeah, a lot of people saying to wait. Yep, I'm going to wait, guys. I'm going to wait. Because I want everybody to be focused on this, to be able to focus on the session. Then we can talk about what's going on over there at the end. Question 8A then. Work out 5 over 8 times by 3 over 4. What's it going to be? In order to multiply one fraction by another fraction, guys, what do? We multiply the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom. So in this case, we're going to do on the top, our 5 times by our 3 is going to give us 15. And on the bottom, we're going to do 8 times by 4, which is going to give us 32. So our answer to this one, guys, 15 over 32. If you got that one, superb work. To multiply one fraction by another, we do the top times by the top and the bottom times by the bottom. Next up, 8B, work out 2 over 3, subtract 1 over 4. What's it gonna be? 2 over 3, subtract 1 over 4. To subtract one fraction from another, guys, what do? We have to firstly write them over a common denominator. We firstly write them over a common denominator, and that's whether we're adding or subtracting. So how can we write them over a common denominator? The first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to work out the number that 3 and 4 both go into. 3 and 4 both go into 12. We could actually do that by doing 3 times by 4. So we're going to write both of our fractions over 12. We're going to write them both over 12. How do we get from the 3 to the 12? We multiply it by 4. So we're going to do the same to the numerator. We're going to do 2 times by 4, which is going to give us 8. How do we get from the 4 to the 12? We times it by 3. So we're going to do the same to the numerator. We're going to times it by 3, and that is going to give us 3. Next up, to subtract one fraction from another, guys, when we have the same number on the bottom, we only subtract the numerators, the numbers on the top. So we're going to get 5 over 12 as our answer, guys. Wonderful job if you got that one. 5 seconds to screenshot these previous two. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to move on to question number 9. Question number 9. Let's see what we can do. A long one here. Let me just check how many marks this is. This one says 4 marks. 4 marks. This one says 4 marks. Okay. Question number 9. Let's have a look. Any questions in the chat, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to go through this one in around about 30 seconds. Guys, by the way, please could you let me know on the TikTok? Please could you let me know on the TikTok? Is it zoomed in enough? Can you please let me know on the chat? We have 170 of us watching at the moment. It's going to be awesome if as many people as possible can reply. Please could you say zoom in more? or it's okay. So 2 options, zoom in more or it's okay. Let's blow it up. Amy says it's good. Mozino says it's fine. User says it's good. Okay, yeah, nice. That makes me so happy, guys. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Because I can see the chat right here. So this is how I do it, actually. It's a little bit trippy watching myself as I'm going, but hey ho. Okay, some people saying zoom in more. AZ Tutoring saying good luck with the session, guys. I'm pretty sure AZ Tutoring does some GCSE maths live streams as well. So feel free to check that one out. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. A couple of people saying zoom in just a tiny bit. I'm going to figure this out for next time. I'm going to probably zoom in a little bit more. Guys, drop ready in the chat when you're ready for me. I gave you a bit more than 30 seconds for this one. Okay. Your Sam says it's good. Thank you very much, Tasneem. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm live on the platform with the red button and the platform with the white button at the same time right now. Okay, question number 9. Let's have a look. Man like Sean. Man like Sean works for a company. His normal rate of pay is £12 per hour. When Sean works more than 8 hours today, he's paid overtime. Come on, good Sean. For each hour he works more than 8 hours. Sean's rate of overtime pay per hour is 1.25 times his normal rate of pay per hour. On Monday, Sean worked for 10 hours. Work out the total amount of money that Sean earned on Monday. Pretty tricky question here, guys, with a couple of steps. How are we going to do it? So what we're going to do is we're going to firstly work out the amount that he gets for his regular pay. So we know his normal rate of pay is £12 per hour. He works 10 hours and he gets his regular pay for the first 8 hours. So to do the regular part, we can do regular pay. That is going to be £12 per hour for 8 hours. So £12 per hour for 8 hours. That, guys, is going to be £96. 12 times 8 is 96. Now, what about the extra pay? We know that the rate of extra pay is 1.25 times his normal rate of pay per hour. So what we're going to do is we're firstly going to work out the pay per hour. So let's do the, what do they call it? Overtime? Is that it? Yeah, overtime. So overtime pay. Well, what's the pay per hour? 1.25 times by 12. Firstly, we're going to work out 1/4 of 12. And then we're going to add that on. 1/4 of 12, we can do 12 divided by 4. That's going to give us 3. And then to work out the overtime pay, we can do the £12 per hour plus the extra £3 per hour. And that is going to give us £15. The way that we did that, guys, was we worked out 1/4 of 12 and then we added that on to get 1.25 times in total. So the overtime pay is £15 per hour. How many hours does he get that for? Well, in total, he worked for 10 hours. He got 8 of them as regular pay. So the overtime pay is going to be the extra 2 hours times by the £15. 2 times by 15, guys, that is going to give us 30. So now to find our overall total, what we can do is we can do our £96 plus our £30, and that is going to give us £126 as our answer. Guys, if you got that one, amazing work. Tricky question there. Tricky question. Yeah, well done. Nicely done, Frankie B. Superb work. Dean Goat, nicely done. You realized it. Gaming Galore, hello. Welcome. Good to have you on. Ryan said, don't you rationalize the factor first? Technically, you can do it that way. You can do 12 times by 5/4 if you want to. It's going to make it a little bit trickier, to be honest. This one is the easiest way to do it. Okay, question number 10. Question number 10, bit of a weird one. To be honest. Let's have a look. A man like Amy said, I'm actually listening to this while I'm cooking, lol. What are you cooking, Amy? What are you cooking? What's on the, what's in the pan? Hopefully some high grades. Ha ha ha. No, I'm joking, guys. That was terrible. Okay. Okay. Trisha says pancakes. Oof. Okay, chat. What is the #1 pancake topping? What is the #1 pancake topping? Talk to me. Amy says steak. Oof. Lucky Amy. What kind of steak are we cooking? We got a little bit of sirloin, a little bit of fillet. What do we reckon? Syme says the best topping for pancakes is honey. What do we reckon? Honey? I think honey's a pretty good shout. Trisha says olives. Maybe Trisha's from Spain or somewhere. With fish on pancakes, are you joking? Raheem says butter. Yeah, I can't lie, that's not a bad option. User 022299928 says Nutella on pancakes. I can't lie, Nutella on pancakes is a shout. NJ said the same thing. Goodfellas said has to be chocolate. Yeah, fair play, fair play. You know what, guys? You might start disliking me for this, but you know what I used to have for breakfast back in the day? And don't hate on it unless you've had it, okay? Do not hate on it unless you've had it. Nutella on Weetabix slaps. Nutella on Weetabix, honestly, slaps. I don't know if anybody has had this before. Trisha says, hearing you out. Amy said, no. Guys, talk to me. Anybody had Nutella on Weetabix before? Oh, Gaming Galore said, it's the best. Nice. Yo-Yo Sam said, I haven't had it. NJ said, I've had Nutella on other cereals before. TRD said, boy, ain't no way. Yes, sir. Actually, yes. Raheem said, weird combination. Yeah, I was actually on Cornwall back in the day. On Cornwall? Sometimes I skip words. I was on holiday in Cornwall back in the day. I think I was like 11 years old. And I was with a friend. And they whipped out the jar of Nutella. Put it on the Weetabix. And I was like, I don't know about that. Something about that feels illegal. But before I knew it, I had the Nutella on the Weetabix with cold milk. Woof. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, question 10. Let's have a look. Sorry, Livy says got too distracted by pancakes. Yeah, let me hop back in now, guys. Let me hop back in. Question number 10. A farmer has 20 boxes of eggs. There are 6 eggs in each box. Write as a ratio the number of eggs in 2 boxes to the total number of eggs. Give your answer in its simplest form. Guys, they've actually given us more information than we need for this one. They've given us more information than we need. We just need the ratio of eggs in 2 boxes to the total number of eggs. Well, how many eggs are there in total, or how many boxes are there in total? There are just 20 boxes in total. So what we could have done if we wanted to is we could have done 2 times 6 for the number of eggs in 2 boxes, and then 20 times 6 for the number of eggs in 20 boxes, and then simplified it down. But these are just going to cancel anyway, and it's just going to come down to 2 to 20. So we don't actually need to factor that in. Bit of a nasty one from the exam board there, to be honest. Now, how can we simplify this, guys? When we simplify a ratio, we're going to divide both of our numbers by the same number. In this case, we're going to divide both sides of our ratio by 2, because 2 and 20 both have a factor of 2. So we're going to have 1 to 10 as our answer. Guys, if you got that one, amazing work. Livy, good work. Frankie B, good work. Amazing job. Amazing job. Yeah, Ace says, what do you think of mango lassi? I can't lie, I've not had mango lassi. Oh, Krisha says screenshot. Okay, guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question 11. Guys, this one's pretty tricky. We got a big announcement at the end, guys, for anybody who's just joined us. I've had a lot of requests for people asking me to go live more. So I'm going to be going live more. I've built a little bit of a website. It is going to be like a very small subscription. It's under £2 a lesson. I'm still going to be doing some free lives though, because I definitely want to keep supporting everybody. But I've had to charge a little bit, literally under £2 a lesson, just because I've had to cancel a lot of stuff. And man needs to eat somehow. I need my Nutella and Weetabix somehow, guys. So I'm going to be announcing that at the end of the session at about 7 o'clock, just in case you joined just now. Trisha says you'll be seeing me there for sure. That's good to hear, Trisha. I'm going to be running it basically from May the 1st until the end of exams. And if there's a lot of demand, I'm going to do way more sessions as well. So it's going to be super interesting, guys. I'm also considering doing like a master class over May half term, but we're going to be confirming that plan soon. Okay, guys, let's have a look. How we're going to do this one. Question 11. It says a sequence of patterns is made from circular tiles, a little circle, and square tiles. Here are the first 3 patterns in the sequence. Pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3. Then question A says, how many square tiles are needed to make pattern number 6? How many square tiles are needed to make pattern number 6? What we're going to have to do, guys, is we're going to have to recognize something about the relationship between the number of square tiles and the pattern number. So what we can see is that pattern number 1 is just 1 square. Pattern number 2 is 2 squares by 2 squares. Pattern number 3 is 3 squares by 3 squares. Pattern number 4 is going to be 4 by 4. 5 is going to be 5 by 5. 6 is going to be 6 by 6, and so on and so on. So when it comes to working out how many square tiles are needed to make pattern 6, we know there's going to be 6 across the top and 6 down the side. There's going to be 6 across the top and 6 down the side. So we're going to do 6 times by 6, and that is going to give us 36. 6 times by 6, that is going to be 36. The same way that pattern 2 was 2 times by 2. Pattern number 3 was 3 times by 3. Pattern number 6 is going to be 6 times by 6. Guys, if you got that one, beautiful. Nicely done. Part B. Using very similar logic here. Amy says, oh, I get it now. Top work, Amy. Nice to hear. Man like Dean Goat said, I'm in year 8. I don't know why I'm here. Welcome to the community, my friend. Good to have you on. Everybody is welcome, as long as they bring good energy. Anybody bringing bad vibes to the chat gets kicked or muted straight away. But Dean, you're in the right place, just as Saim said. Nicely done, Saim. Okay, how many circular tiles are needed to make pattern number 20? Let's have a look and see how many circular patterns or circular tiles are in each of our patterns. We can see that pattern 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4. And specifically, it has one circle on each side of the square. 1 circle on each side of the square. Pattern number 2 has 2 circles on each side of the square. Pattern number 3 has 3 circles on each side of the square. So how do we do it? Well, we can see that this one has 4 times by 1, because 4 sides of the square, 1 circle on each. This one has again 4 sides, but this time 4 times by 2, because 4 sides of the square, 2 circles on each side. This one 4 times by 3, because again we have, funnily enough, 4 sides to our square. This time though, we have 3 circles on each side. So now, how many circular tiles are required to make pattern 20? Well, this one is again going to be 4, but this time it's going to have 20 on each side, so we can do 4 times by our 20, and that is going to give us 80. Pretty tricky one there to visualize, guys. Certainly not an easy question. Going to give you 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to move on to part C. What do we reckon? Yeah, let's do this one. Derek says, when the pattern number is odd, an odd number of square tiles is needed to make the pattern. Guys, talk to me in the chat. What do we think? What is going to be the answer to this one? Is he correct or is he incorrect? Is it going to be an odd number of tiles? What do we reckon? Man like Shaowin said, you got me a grade 8 in 2023. My friend, good to have you back, member of the founding class. But let me tell you, it was not me that gave you the grade 8. You chose to join the streams and everything. You chose to watch the content. I'm putting some stuff out there for everybody to try and make it a bit easier. But guys, in this day and age, it's still super difficult revising, studying and everything. So you got yourself the grade 8, my friend. And I'm glad I could help in some way. Okay, what do we reckon, guys? What do we think? Saim said yes, I think. Gaming Galore said, oh, I see. Yeah, this one's foundation paper, guys. Okay. Nope. Is Derek right? Derek actually is right, guys. Derek is correct. Man like Derek. It's not often that these students in the questions are correct, but he is correct, actually. So why is this? Well, if we go back, so the question says, when the pattern number is odd, an odd number of square tiles is needed to make the pattern. Well, how do we make the pattern, guys? Well, if we look at our patterns, if we go back to part A, when it was how many square tiles, what we did was we multiplied the number of squares by the number of squares across the top by the number of squares down the side. Whenever the pattern number is odd, like in this case, pattern number 3 is an odd number, we're going to have an odd number times by an odd number. So we're always going to have an odd number of square tiles because we're going to be doing an odd number on the top times an odd number down the side. And an odd number times an odd number is always odd. So we can say yes because odd times by odd is always odd. So yeah, that's a fun fact if you didn't know it, guys. If you ever multiply one odd number by another odd number, you get another odd number. Pretty tricky one there to understand, guys. Moving on to question number 12. I'm going to give you a little bit of time. Gaming Galore said, the shorts are better, by the way. Fair enough, fair enough. If you're preferring the shorts, then that's great to hear. Good to hear they're helping though as well. Good to hear they're helping. We got the avatar tree down here. It's not actually the avatar tree, but you know, we tried. It's a big tree at least. It's a big tree. Question number 12, guys. What do we reckon? What do we reckon? Question number 12. Drop your answer in the chat. Bo Clip says, thanks, bro. You're welcome, my friend. If that was to me, maybe it was to somebody in the chat. NJ said, surprisingly enough, we use the odd times odd fact in A-level maths even. Yeah, absolutely, NJ. Absolutely. Oh, sorry, I didn't reply to your email, mate. I'll reply. I'll get back to you this evening. I completely forgot to do that. That's my bad. Frankie B says 7/17. Let's have a look. There are only 7 blue pens, 4 green pens, and 6 red pens in a box. 1 pen is taken at random from the box. What is the probability that the pen is blue? Guys, how are we going to do this? Well, whenever we're working with probability, we did this in maybe question 2 or 3, but question 12 has come up again. Whenever we're working with probability, we always do the number of ways that that thing can happen out of the total number of things that can happen. In this case, how many ways can we pick a blue pen? Well, there are 7 blue pens. Out of how many pens in total? 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 6. 11 plus 6 is 17, giving us 7/17 as our answer. Guys, if you got that one, amazing work. Superb, superb. Question numero 13. We're going to skip this one, guys, just because it's not very convenient to do on the paper. Question 14, let's take a vote, guys. Question 14, talk to me. Shall we do it or not do it? Let me know in the chat. Can you please, everybody comment either do it or not do it? I'm going to go with the majority because it's a bit awkward to do on the thing because it's on 2 pages. A couple of people saying do it. Saim Ali said do it. Okay, majority saying do it. Okay, yep. Hearing you loud and clear, guys. Hearing you loud and clear. Message understood. Let's do it. Guys, how do we do this one? Let's have a look. The question says, Year 9 students from Halley School were asked to choose one language to study. The table shows some info about their choices. We have French, Spanish, German, the number of students for each of them, and it says draw an accurate pie chart to show this information. Draw an accurate pie chart to show this information. Guys, how do we draw a pie chart? What we need to do is we need to work out the angle associated with each of our number of students, or each of our languages, I should say. And how do we do that? What we do is we firstly find the total number, in this case of students, and then we multiply the fraction of students in each of the groups by 360. Let me show you what I mean. So first off, adding them together, we're going to do 56 plus 40 plus 24. That is going to be 120. I'll just write that out over here to make it clear. So 6 plus 4 is 10, write in the 0, carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 7. Sorry, 1 plus 5 is 6. Plus 4 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Write in the 2, carry the 1, and then we just have 120. So we know that the total is 120. Now, guys, talk to me. How do we... Actually, does anybody know? Can anybody work out? What's the angle for French? What's the angle for French? Does anybody know? What's the angle for French? Man like Dean Goat said, this guy explains well, you know. Come on, come on. Good to hear it's helping. Wad Ramalia said we divide 360 by 120. Yep, that's exactly how we're going to do it. Simon Lee said for French, 56 over or 56 times 360 over 120. Exactly, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of different ways you can think about this. One way is you can do 56 over 120 times by 360. So this is really what's going on. So to explain this as clearly as possible, 56 over 120 is the fraction of students choosing French, and 360 is the total angle all the way around the circle in the center of this pie chart. So what we need to do is find 56 over 120 times by 360. Now the best way to do this, guys, is going to be to do 360 divide by 120. So 360 divide by 120 first, then we can times that by the 56. 360 divide by 120, we can knock the zeros off the top. 36 divided 12 is 3. So now we know that this is the same as 3 times 56. So we're going to do 56 times by 3. That, guys, is going to be 168. 168. Now we're going to do the exact same thing. Guys, just give me 1 second. I need to close the door. I'll be back in a sec. There we go. We're back already. We can actually just times each of these by 3 now. But explaining why this is, next up we're going to do 40 over 120 times by our 360, the entire angle around the point. So again, we end up with 360 divided by 120 gives 3, and then 3 times by 40 gives 120. Now we can do the same thing, just times the last one by 3. 24 by 3 is 72. Now if we're correct, all of these should add to 360, which they do, So yeah, next up we can draw them on. In your exam, it says draw an accurate pie chart. So we would actually have to measure these out with a protractor. I'm just going to eyeball it roughly. So this is going to be roughly 168 because it's just under 180. 72 is going to be just under 90 degrees. So we can put it over there. So let's say that that's 72. And then, don't know why I did that little squiggle. And then down here, we can put 120. So this one's going to be our 120. The 72 degrees is German, the 120 is Spanish, and the 168 is French. Guys, if you got that one, really, really good job. Having a look at the chat, what do we think for this one? A couple of people saying they don't understand it. Trisha said, I do understand it now. Okay, quite a few people saying they understand it now. Hey, that's great to hear, guys. That's great to hear. If you understand that one now, nicely done. Like I say, different ways to do that one. Okay, we're going to move on now to the next part of the question. We're going to skip this just because it's a bit awkward to do because it's on 2 pages. And we're going to go on to question number 15, which is a 4 marker. How are we doing on time? Beautiful, about 10 minutes left. 4 marks up for grabs on this one, guys. Let's have a look. I'm going to have a look at the chat now and answer some questions. Let's see. Gaming Law said, I didn't understand that one. Maybe you could watch the replay, or I do have quite a few videos on pie charts as well. I did go through it quite quickly, to be honest. Go through it quite quickly. Victor Mungai, hello, welcome. Good to have you on. Amy said it's gone quick. Yeah, it has gone quick, actually. It has gone quick. Guys, I feel like I started the live like 5 minutes ago. Okay. That's a good sign, though. It shows that at least you're semi-enjoying the revision. I'm not going to promise, guys, to make maths fun, but I'm going to try and make it more bearable, let me tell you. For some of you, hopefully this is fun, but I'm not saying to everybody I'm going to make it fun. But I am going to make it bearable. I'm trying to make it bearable. That's what I'm trying to do out here. Trisha said, do you time yourself? If by that you meant on the live streams, not really. I just go with the flow. Today we're doing 6 till 7. I'm going to make my announcement at the end. I also, guys, I have a very exciting announcement about Flash Revision Lab. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Flash Revision Lab. Hopefully you have really good account on the platform with the red button and the platform with the white button. Bunch of followers making really good science content. So I've got an exciting announcement about them. Raf said Maths W. Oh, Maths with you. That's good to hear, man. Said it's actually quite fun. Guys, Ready for this one? Okay. WTF said, yeah, heard it. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Guys, let's go through question number 15. It says, here are a triangle and a rectangle. Here are a triangle and a rectangle. The area of the rectangle is 6 times the area of the triangle. Work out the width of the rectangle. Work out the width of the rectangle. Guys, everybody drop your answers in the chat now, and we can see if you got it. So how are we going to do this? Well, we know that the area of the the rectangle is 6 times the area of the triangle. So what we can do is we can work out the area of the triangle, and then we can multiply it by 6 to get the area of the rectangle. How do we work out the area of a triangle? We're going to do a half times by base times by height. So we're going to do a half times by the base is 8 times by the height is 9. A half times by 8 is 4. 4 times by 9 is 36. So that's going to give us 36 for the area of the triangle. Where can we go from there? Well, we know that the area of the rectangle is 6 times by this. So we're going to do 6 times by 36 to get the area of the rectangle. 6 times by 36, we can do this using the column method. So we can do 36 times by 6. 6 times by 6 is 36. Write in the 0 because the 3 is a column across. 6 times by 3 is 18. Now we can add these together. 6 plus 0 is 6. 3 plus 8 is 11. Write in the 1, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, giving us 216. Guys, talk to me. How do we now work out the width of the rectangle? How do we work out the width of the rectangle? What do we think? Oh, Raf says my brain's not braining for this one. Guys, how do we work out? Okay, Saim Ali's got it. It says 216 over 16. Area divide length. Yep, superb work. Okay, great job, guys. Great job. Nicely done. Nicely done, yeah. So we know what? Well, we know that to work out the area of a rectangle, we can do the base, in this case, times by the width. We can do the base times by the width. We know that the base here is 16. So we can say that 16 times by the width is equal to 216. What that means is that to find the width, we can divide both sides by 16, sorry. We're going to get that W is equal to 216 over 16. 216 over 16. Now there's a couple of different ways to do this, guys. A couple of different ways to think about this. I would say that the best way to do this is to simplify the fraction. To simplify the fraction as far as we can. I mean, technically, it doesn't say to give it in its simplest form. So that would get you all the marks, which is quite beautiful actually. But anyway, we'll simplify it. So 216 divides 16. We're going to start off by recognizing that both of these are even numbers. So we can divide top and bottom both by 2. 216 divided by 2 is 108. 16 divided by 2 is 8. We can do the same thing again, 54 over 4. We can do the same thing again. We're going to get 27 over 2. So there we just simplified our fraction as far as we could. So 27 over 2. And 27 divided by 2 is a little bit nicer. It's 13.5. We could do that in the bus stop if we wanted to. 27 divided by 2 goes in once, remainder 0. Okay, it's going to be long. I'm not going to do that. But basically, yeah, 13.5 is our answer. Guys, if you got that one, superb job. The way that we simplified that there was we divided the top and bottom by whatever we could until all that we were left with is the smallest numbers, which didn't have any other common factors. Didn't technically say to simplify. It just said to work out the width of the rectangle. So this would have got you 4 marks anyway. This would have got you 4 marks anyway. Let me know, guys. How did we find that one? I know that one was pretty tricky. That one was pretty tricky. Oh, some of you guys are putting some funny stuff in the chat, let me tell you. Okay, a couple of people asking where we got the 16 from. That one was from up here in the question. That one was from up here in the question. Okay, let's do these two, and these are going to be our final two of the day. Final two of the day. And then, guys, we have super exciting announcement. Well, it's exciting for me. We'll see what you guys think. But the announcement, which I'm going to make in about 5 minutes after we've done these two questions, so maybe a bit longer, maybe a few minutes past, is, guys, a lot of you have been asking if I can go live more often. And I am going to be going live more often. I've built a little bit of a website. The only way I'm able to do it is if I charge a very small amount. So it works out, it's a subscription, but it's like £2 a session. So nobody signed up yet at all. I launched it a couple of days ago. There's a 50% discount code, which I'm going to share at the end for the first 20 people who sign up. To be honest, I think that's going to go pretty quickly. So if you do want to make the most of that, then you're going to have to be pretty quick on that. The website's mygcsemaths.com. So I'm going to show you at the end, actually. So hopefully the mouse works. There we go. So this is what it looks like. But I'm going to talk about it at the end. I've been working a lot this week to try and get it together. It's called mygcsemaths.com. The website, if anyone wants to check it out before we go into this. I'm going to basically be doing 4 live streams on there each week. It's going to be 2 for foundation, 2 for higher. If there's enough demand, then I'm going to do even more live lessons. So I could even be doing like 5 lives for higher, 5 for foundation a week on there or something. I'm also going to definitely do something over May half term, but we're going to talk about that at the end. A lot of you guys are saying that you haven't got any money for this. Guys, that's absolutely fine. I'm still going to be posting the content on social media. Everything on social media is going to be free. I'm still going to be doing some lives on social media. I hope you understand I just have to charge because, you know, I have to pay for things somehow. I cancelled other work to do this. And I got to eat somehow, Let's do Q16, guys. Let's do Q16. The question says that V is equal to U plus AT. U is equal to 1, A is equal to -3, and T is equal to 1/2. We get asked to work out the value of V. So this, guys, is a really classic substitution question. What we have to do is plug in U equals 1, so V equals U is equal to 1, so we're going to plug that in for U, plus A is equal to -3, so we're going to do -3 times by T. So we'll put it in brackets just to be clear. So times by T, which is 1/2. We technically don't need brackets there, but I think it's helpful personally. Let's simplify this then. So following bid maths, we always do the multiplication before addition. So we have V equals 1 plus -3 times by 1/2. Couple of different ways to do this. The best way to do it, guys, is just going to be to think, okay, what is 1/2 of 3? What's 1/2 of 3? It's 1.5. And then because this is negative, we're going to make it negative. So we essentially have 1 plus -1.5. When we add a negative, guys, this is just the same as taking that number away. So we have 1 minus 1.5. 1 minus 1.5, guys, is going to be -0.5. We can think of this as being on a number line, where 0 is here, 1 is here. Let's say -1 is here. We move 1.5 to the left, we're going to end up here at -0.5. Pretty tricky one to get your head around there. Let's see. Okay, yep, pretty tricky one to get your head around there, guys. Loads of people asking me to go back. I'm guessing you want to screenshot the previous one. Okay, 5 seconds for this one, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to move on to this one. 5 seconds to screenshot. Yep, got you, Raf, got you. I think that, yeah, this is 15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question 17. Okay. Question 17. Looking at the chat now, guys. Let's have a look. Hey, Gaming Galore, thank you very much. That's a super nice message. Mustafa says, sir, I can't lie. I'm super broke. I need money, which I will earn after GCSE. That's fair enough. Guys, hopefully it's not you having to pay for it. Hopefully it's the parents, to be honest. That's what I'm hoping for. Obviously, you know, not everybody can afford these things. But I've made it as cheap as possible. You know, private tutors are normally about £40 an hour, between 30 and 50, normally about 40. And these lessons work out at £2 a lesson. So I've just tried to make it as cheap as possible, basically, whilst also making it feasible for me so I can afford my Weetabix with Nutella. Okay, guys, shall we go through question 17? Drop ready in the chat when you're ready. Sorry, Sassy, I didn't see the question. Explain where you got the 180 from. I'll go back at the end. EG says we. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's have a look at question 17. The question says 5 tins of soup have a total weight of 1,750 grams. 4 tins of soup and 3 packets of soup have a total weight of 1,490 grams. Work out the total weight of 3 tins of soup and 2 packets of soup. Now, that was a bit of a tongue twister there. So how are we going to do this, guys? Well, what do we know? We know that 5 tins, so we can say 5t is equal to 1,750. And we also know that 4 tins plus 3 packets is equal to 1,490. So this is kind of like a simultaneous equations question. The first thing we can do is we can use this equation on the left to work out the price of 1 tin. We can use the equation on the left to work out the price of 1 tin. So what we can do is we can divide both sides of the equation by 5. We're going to get that t is equal to 1,750 over 5. We can do that using the bus stop method, guys. So we can go 1750. We're going to do 5 on the outside. 5's into 1 goes in 0 times, carry the 1. 5's into 17 goes in 3 times, carry the 2. 5's into 25 goes in 5 times. 5's into 0 goes in 0 times. So we've worked out then that t is equal to 350. Now that we have this, guys, we can actually plug this into, or substitute this into, our other equation, and that's going to allow us to work out p. So what can we say? We can say that 4 times by t, well, t is 350. So 4 times by 350 plus 3 times by p is equal to 1490. Now we can rearrange this and calculate the value of p. We can calculate the value of p. So we're going to do 4 times by 350. Well, 2 times by 350 is 700. Times that 1 by 2 is going to be 1,400. So we times that by 2, times it by 2 again. Plus 3p is equal to 1490. Now, guys, we have an equation which we can actually rearrange and solve. We can subtract 1,400 from both sides to get 3p on its own. It's going to be 90. And then what we can do, guys, is we can divide both sides by 3. We're going to get p equals 30. P equals 30. Now, guys, we have the value of a packet. We also have the price of a tin. So we have the price of a packet. We have the price of a tin. We can now go ahead and work out the price of 3 tins and 2 packets. 3 tins and 2 packets. So we can do 3 times the price of a tin. So 3 times by, it was 350, right? Plus 2 packets. So 2 times by 30. 2 times by 30. Next, we're going to do the multiplications. Guys, we can use column method to do these, but I'm just going to do it in my head. We're going to do 1,050 plus 60. 1,050 plus 60, guys, is going to be 1,100. I just did that for speed. I know a lot of you guys from the previous ones, we already practiced the little bit of multiplication, column multiplication. So yes. Guys, if you got that one, absolutely amazing job. That is where we're going to call it a day for today. What do we do at the end of every session, guys? Talk to me in the chat. Let me know. What do we do at the end of every session? Did I write it? Guys, I wrote a typo. Sorry. 1,110. My bad. 1,110. Good job. Yep. Yeah, well done. Wait, actually. Good job. What do we do at the end of every session? Is it new? Have we got many new people on? Or is it mainly the regulars on today? Guys, let me know in the chat. What do we do at the end of every session? A lot of people asking to screenshot, so I'm going to give 5 seconds to screenshot this part. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, Taylor Eberly in the chat says we party. Come on. Exactly. Good to have you on. Guys, what we do is we throw our party. So I want as many good vibe emojis in the chat as we can. We want dancer emojis, disco emojis, party emojis, confetti emojis, whatever your favorite emojis are, as long as they're good vibes, let's throw them in the chat. Simon said spam the dancing emojis. Exactly right. You knew it. You knew it. Guys, congratulations on completing another fantastic session of revision. I do have the announcement coming up in about 5 minutes, so if you want to stay around for that. If you're not interested at all in the website, that's the end of the maths for today. But guys, let's spam the chat full of as many good vibe emojis as we can. We've got Taylor partying, we have Amir partying, we got Livy disco dancing, we got A partying, we got Yus partying, we got Tyrone Johnson partying. Guys, spam that chat. Over on the channel, we've got Gaming Galore, we've got Mustafa, we've got Simon Lee. Guys, superb work today. Tangerine's getting a bit too excited. Okay. VO2, great question, says, so quick question for the subscription, will it charge me for this month, although it starts next month? I'm going to answer all the questions in just a sec. Krisha's partying, Taylor's got the disco, dancer emojis out, man like Tyrone Johnson says, absolute legend. Hey, right back at you guys. The second part of the party, just as important, if not more, please, close your eyes. Now, hopefully a lot of people are doing this, otherwise I'm just going to seem like a fool. But guys, close your eyes and take a little bit of time to appreciate the work that you're putting in. It's not easy out here. GCSEs are tough, man. I've been through every stage of academia, you know, GCSEs, A-levels, degrees. And I personally would say that GCSEs is the hardest of all of them. You know, all the A-level students love to say, oh, GCSEs are so easy. Guys, I've done every level of it, and GCSEs are tough, man, 12 subjects. So guys, take a moment, close your eyes, give yourself a little pat on the back, and hopefully that makes you smile. Hopefully some of you did it. Otherwise, you know, I'm just looking silly out here. Okay, now, Trisha said GCSEs is the hardest. Well, in my opinion, yes. Now, of course, the content gets more difficult, right? I'm not going to pretend that the content doesn't get harder. But for me, GCSEs, I thought they were tough because you got 12 subjects or 11 subjects or 9 subjects, whatever it is. You got like 40 exams. There's no other time in your life when that's going to happen. No other time in your life. Okay, Waku said stand up against predicted paper scams. Oh, I'm quite glad that nobody's mentioned that today. That was quite funny last week. Yeah, no comment on that one. Okay, guys. I need to chill out a bit now. Because when I'm doing the maths teaching on the lives, I get, you know, too much energy. Quite a few people. Oh yeah. You want to screenshot the last part? Sorry. There you go. Screenshot that last part. Okay, guys. So announcement time. Some of us still here. Probably a lot of people are going to drop off. So guys, what's the announcement? The announcement is that I've set up a little bit of a website. So over the past couple of weeks when I've been doing the streams, I've been doing 2 streams a week. And loads of people have been asking me to go live more. And unfortunately, I've not been able to do that so far. But moving forwards, I've shifted plans around. I've rearranged things because I've been getting, you know, it's been helping a lot of people. So I've rearranged plans, shifted things around, and I've built a website which I'm going to put on the screen now, hopefully. That's my screensaver. There we go. So basically, it's called My GCSE Maths Live Academy. It's super simple, guys. So it's basically a little subscription. It works out at less than £2 a lesson. And basically, if you subscribe, you get access to a bunch of live streams over the next few weeks. So at the moment, there's 26 scheduled. You can see like the timings and everything on here. So from May 1st to May 11th, it's going to be Thursdays and Sundays. And basically, it's going to be 2 1-hour higher sessions a week and 2 1-hour foundation sessions a week. I'm going to be adding more and more over the coming weeks. So that eventually, for example, over May half term, probably I'm going to go live on there 2 hours a day, every day for higher and for foundation over May half term. But that plans to be confirmed. And basically, if you log in, I'm going to log in and show you guys what it looks like in case you're interested. And basically, you get the 4 live lessons. All of the lessons are recorded. And then you also get access to an exclusive Discord server, so an exclusive revision community. So basically, the idea there, guys, is During these broadcast lessons, because there's like 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 1,000 people on them, I can't really give people much attention, answer many of the specific questions that people have. So the idea with this is that inside of the Discord community, which only the people who join this get access to, you can ask any questions that you want, and we're going to have helpers in there answering the questions. And it's also a little bit of a community for you guys to help each other with revision. I'll be making announcements, all of that stuff. So yeah. What does it actually look like when you log in? It does say lessons starting May 1st. I'm going to explain that in just a second. So what does it look like when you log in? I'm going to show you. So you log in, it's got my details in there. So hopefully this works. Yeah, beautiful. So you can see, I'm not going to click the community tab because it's going to share the Discord link and I need to keep that, private. But basically to join the community, you would just click on that one. And then coming down to the platform, basically all of the May lessons are in here. So you literally click onto it. Then you can see all of the live lessons which are set up. So like I say, it's very likely that I'm going to be adding way more to this, but there's going to be minimum these 26 lessons between now and the end of exams. So these 26 lessons in May and June, 13 of them higher, 13 of them foundation, and very likely I'm going to be adding more, but that's kind of to be determined. So how much does it cost? Guys, it's £20. I'm just going to log out up there. Yeah, so it costs £20 a month. I'm going to put the details on the screen. Hopefully that's going to work. Yeah, so this is what I put on the screen earlier. So 4 live lessons a week now on mygcsemaths.com. So that's the name of it. And then if you are one of the first 20 people to sign up and you use the discount code MGM50, you get a 50% discount. A lot of people asking, so VO2 says, quick question for the subscription. Will it charge me for this month, although it starts next month? Really good question. So basically what happens is from the time that you pay, you get access until the same day the following month. So either way, you're going to get access to similar amount of content. If you're going to have it for the 2 months so that you get access to all of the June ones as well, then it's not going to work out any different, especially for the people using the discount code. It's going to be way better to sign up now. If you would prefer to wait until May 1st for the first lesson to be on there, then you could click the join now button. You can create an account on the website, but don't pay for anything. Then you're going to be added to like my, I'll have your email address basically. Then I can send you an email on the first when it does start. Then you could sign up then if you want. But either way, whether you sign up now or on May 1st, you're going to get access to roughly the same amount of stuff. So yeah, Nathan says, can I join right now? Yes, you certainly can. Yorkshire Dad says, hey everyone. Gaming Galore said, do you get bored when you teach for a long period of time? Be honest. Number one policy here is you got to be honest, man. You got to be honest. I don't get bored. Do I get tired? I get super tired. So like now, guys, I'm pretty tired after doing that. Do I get bored though? No, definitely not. You guys keep the chat popping, so definitely not. Let's see, any other questions? Gout said, got my French speaking exam in a week. Okay. Good luck with that one. The speaking exams are rolling around just around the corner. Somebody else saying, I need maths help ASAP. What websites should I use? Personally, I would recommend First Class Maths, probably, as the best revision website out there. He's covered most of the topics. And he does a really good job. His videos are really high quality. So I'd probably recommend that one. For any topics which he doesn't have on there, you could go to Maths Genie, probably the best option. Soon, my GCSE Maths. Guys, let's see. Looking at the chat over on TikTok. Any questions, let me know. Krish is partying. Ulo8 says, I'll try and join. It seems like it helps a lot. Awesome. Livy said, when's your next foundation live? I'm not sure when the next one on social media is going to be. I'm going to make an announcement with the full schedule and everything for the social media ones coming up pretty soon. Trisha said, looks so clean to be fair. Hey, thank you very much. I literally made it last week, so it was, I've been working overdrive, guys. I've been working overdrive trying to get this together for you, let me tell you. But thank you. I'm glad you're saying it looks clean. I'm also probably going to go live later. Maybe just on TikTok and answer any questions that you guys have, and maybe just sit in the garden and chill a bit, do it that way, because it's pretty intense where I am in here with lights and green screen and stuff. Guys, another super exciting announcement. So there's another TikTok account, also YouTube, called Flash Revision Lab. Now, personally, I think it's the best place. It's the best place for science revision on social media. And they are releasing their cram classes today. And for the first day, for the first 24 hours, let me just check. I think it's for the first X number of people. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, so for the first 30 people who sign up in the next 24 hours, a lot of you guys will know who they are anyway. So, but for the first 30 people who sign up, it's going to be 80% off, which is, absolutely crazy. So, yeah, they're basically launching these cram classes the days before each of paper one. They cover everything in the spec. They were super popular last year. So yeah, that one's a no-brainer as well, to be honest. So yeah, 80% off is crazy. So I think, yeah, it's for the next 24 hours. So if it's not something you guys are into, a lot of you guys are actually resetting and don't have science. So maybe you're not interested, but there we go. Flash is in the chat. Come on. Oh, good to have you on. So yeah, guys, that's the account. So there's 55 of you at the moment on the TikTok. Check out that account. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Just to the TikTok account. But yeah, these cram classes, Nina's the guy who does them. And he's seriously good teacher. A seriously good teacher. I don't say that about many people as well. There is a lot, I don't want to disrespect any teachers, but there's a lot of subpar teaching which goes on. The school that I went to personally was in special measures. So I basically taught myself for my GCSEs and A-levels. So I'm quite sensitive to when people are good and bad teachers and stuff. Nina's a seriously good teacher. And one of the best things he does is these memory devices, which are wicked. Hey, VO2 said I've subscribed. Hey, awesome. That's so good to hear. VO2, can you let me know? Is everything working properly? Gaming Galore said, how old are you if you don't mind me asking? You look like you're in college. I'm actually 24, guys. I'm actually 24. I do look pretty young. Too much moisturizer. Too much time in the sun, actually. Let's say that. Too much time in the sun. Let's see. Renee said 24. Dang. Yeah, 24. A lot of people ask my GCSEs, credentials, this kind of stuff as well. So in my GCSEs, I got 11 A stars. In my A-levels, I got 3 A stars, including maths and further maths. And then I've tutored over 5,000 hours, believe it or not. So I'm not a qualified teacher, but I've tutored privately over 5,000 hours. And if you're interested in like the standard of teaching, if you're trying to persuade your parents, because most of the people, who are thinking about signing up to the Live Academy are going to be, it's going to be the parents paying, let's just say that. So some of you guys are going to have a real job on your hands persuading your parents to try and sort this out for you. What I will say is any questions they ask, just say, go to the YouTube channel, go to the TikTok, watch all the videos. On the YouTube, there's like hundreds of live streams that I've done in the past, and just tell them to watch the live streams and judge it that way, basically. That's going to be the best way. It's super simple as well. Like the way that I've set up the Live Academy is I've just tried to make it as simple as possible. There's no bells, there's no whistles, there's no tassels. Basically, you log in, you have live classes, and that's it. My belief, the reason that I've set this up, guys, I didn't even mention how much it is. So it's £20 a month. So the first 20 people who sign up are going to get 50% off if you use MGM50, and that's 50% off for the lifetime, so when it renews as well. But the main price is £20 per month, which works out at less than £2 a lesson. So less than £2 a lesson. Yeah, that's the pricing basically. Guys, I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, the bells and whistles. So I wanted to keep it as simple as possible because, when I was doing this, I was really thinking about like, what is it that's going to help people the most? And I think the thing which people are struggling with, you can let me know in the chat actually, guys, is focusing and actually getting the revision done. Personally, I think that the thing which people are struggling with most is actually getting the revision done, kind of the accountability side of things. And focusing. TikTok's melting everybody's brains in real time. So I basically just wanted to make a very simple, platform or whatever where you can log in, there's a clear structure, and for your revision where you're going to at what time. The idea is I want it to be, you know, all of your revision in one place. Eventually, it's going to have all the videos and all that stuff on there as well. But for now, the kind of premium aspect, the paid one, I would love to do it for free, you guys. I'd love to do it for free, but I need to survive somehow. And I've cancelled a lot of other stuff to free up the time to do the lives, because people have asked me to do it. Okay, looking at the chat. What can we see? We have side-eye face saying, you just get straight to the point and makes things simpler than my teachers. Haha. Hey, that's good to hear. N said, can you show what it looks like logged in? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So to log in, guys, you literally sign up, then you click this login button, and then you enter your details in here. So this is like my admin one. Then you click login, and literally you just get taken into here. So there's a community on there, which is a private community, kind of powered by Discord. So basically people who make an account and come in here are going to get access to the Discord community, where you can ask questions. I'll be answering questions in there, putting announcements, all different stuff. There's also kind of other helpers in there. And then basically you literally come into here and then you select the month that you're in. Let's say it's May. And then first lesson 1 taking place on May the 1st. So you click on there, and then this is a scheduled live stream. And as soon as I go live, which will be at the time on there, it's going to start playing on there, and then you can either watch it on YouTube, interact in the chat and all of that stuff. So we just try to keep it as simple as possible. Gaming Galore said, is this your job? I don't make any money from this at the moment. I make no money from social media or TikTok or any of that stuff. Well, I do, but like a teeny amount. I tutor is what I do. So that's my main source of income. It's my only source of income. This is hopefully if we can get people signed up with, you know, be a bit of extra income. But the main reason I'm doing this, guys, is to try and get everybody focusing as much as they can. Tangerine FAC said, how did you create your website? Yeah, what a beautiful question. If you've tried making websites before, actually no, let me know the context, Tangerine. Have you tried making websites before? Because I'll answer differently depending on on what you respond to that. Side-eye face said, where are you based for tutoring? I actually do everything online, so it's all online tutoring. I'm fully booked at the moment, but if anybody's in year 8, 9, 10 and are into it for next year, let me know. Sath Kumar said, sir, year 9, 10 and 11, please keep doing these videos in 2027, dude. I'll need it so much. It's currently my intention to keep rolling things out, guys, but I can't say what I will be doing in 2027 for sure. Okay, guys, so I'm going to keep this on the screen for a couple more moments. 1ZZ said, hello, other viewers. Is this a good source in your experience? I do not mean to be rude, just careful. Yeah, absolutely. So anybody feel free to answer that. You know, I'm obviously going to say it's good, good for learning. You can watch a bunch of the other videos if you'd like as well. So there's a bunch of recorded live streams on there if you're interested. Trisha said, oh, now we're ditching year 11s now. What do you mean ditching year 11s? And said, is the lives on that website only for members? Yeah, it's only going to be for people who are logged into their accounts. Amy said, you actually helped me a lot. Hey, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Guys, I'm thinking about going out and sitting in the garden for a bit. I'm doing a bit of a chill Q&A. You guys can ask me any questions. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? It would only be on TikTok, though. It would only be on TikTok. Haha, that's so good to hear, Gaming Galore said. You're inspirational, giving me a lot of support, honestly. That's so good to hear. Sam said, if you're asking about this man who loved teaching us maths, it is a good source. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, side face, that is in the works. That is in the works. Oh, interesting. Great question. So Mary said, so I'm considering deciding further maths for A-level. Currently getting 7s. Would you recommend? Really good question. Really good question. So what I would say to that is I would only recommend A-level further maths if you're getting 9s in GCSE maths. Or if you're regularly working at a 9, if you got an 8 in your actual GCSE, then maybe you could do further maths if kind of it wasn't your day, so you ended up getting an 8, but you're regularly working at a 9. But if you're regularly getting 7s and aiming for a grade 7 in GCSE, then I wouldn't recommend A-level further maths. Wouldn't recommend A-level further maths. Okay, guys, I need some fresh air, so I'm going to end this live stream. Amir said, sir, check your DMs in a sec. Yep, I will do. I'm going to end this live stream, guys, and then I'm going to go chill in the garden a bit and answer any questions that you have. Also, it's going to be a little bit more chilled. On maths, I've actually not really checked on maths out. Trisha said, bye. I know a lot of you guys are going to be clocking off right now and won't be joining for the chilled live. In this that I'm going to do in a few minutes. So if that is the case, guys, superb work this evening. You know, this live academy and everything's fantastic and whatever, doing these extra live streams. But the main thing is, again, take a moment to appreciate the work that you've put in this evening. You've done another hour of revision if you've been with me for the whole time. Guys, good work. Close your eyes one more time. Closing my eyes. Little pat on the back. I can't help but laugh and smile when I do that, honestly, and you guys should be the same. Appreciate the work you're putting in. Guys, there's going to be another live on social media at some point next week. I will be making an announcement, so stay tuned for that one. I'm also going to be live on Thursday, 6 till 7 for the higher stream. So, yeah, I will see you there if you are doing higher. A couple of people asking what my name is. Yeah, absolutely. My name is Matt. A couple of people asking when the next YouTube live is, guys. Thursday, 6 till 7. I'm going to be going live on YouTube. So, I'm going to end it here, guys. Superb work this evening. Adios 1Z. Adios Itzide. And I'm going to be live again on TikTok in about probably 10 minutes or so. I'm just going to chill outside a bit and answer any questions that you have about the platform, signing up, all of this stuff, if anybody's interested, because it's the first time I'm mentioning it. And guys, also don't sleep on that Flash Revision Lab discount code. 80% off is insane for that. And the cram classes are really effective. So yeah, guys, if that is something you're interested in, go ahead. And by the way, to be clear, I'm not being paid to say that. I get nothing from it. There's no commission. There's no nothing. It's just 80% off for a really good thing, which is going to help you before your science exams. So guys, if you are interested, check it out. If not, obviously no worries. Guys, fantastic work this evening. Adios, arrivederci, hasta luego, ciao, ciao, ciao. Guys, I'll see you on Thursday or next time some week for the next Foundation Live. Guys, really good work. See you soon.